disassembly on my Hemi. Yeah, I was doing a little bit here and there during my work day, so I didn't get a lot of footage of pretty much any of it. Sorry, but everything's pretty straightforward. Keep a clean environment. Keep everything, organized. Make sure you got your cylinders marked and your pistons marked, and your main caps marked, your pistons marked. Direction and everything like that. Just for going back together, because all that stuff has been, seeded and mated, and got the heat cycles in those positions. So the metal likes to go back to where it was, just as a rule of thumb. Now I'm at the point where I got the main caps off, and I was looking at the bearings. They look pretty good. I'm probably just going to end up throwing it back together with those bearings, like I said, because those wear patterns are already there, and they seem very, very happy, very copacetic. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pull the crankshaft out of it now, get the rest of those bearing shells out. Those are going to be the grooved shells on the upper side. This will hold the oil. Should be sitting there in operation. Whip. That's it. She's out. We're down right about there. Sweet. And I got nothing but a bare block. Again, keeping these all in order. Do not want to put them back in any other order. Best bet is to place them on their side and in a line. Looks pretty good. Very, very minimal wear on these things. Some slight polishing, really. No scoring whatsoever. Alright, sweet. Now it's light enough to put in the parts washer after we get through this home job. So go ahead and use all sorts of different lubricants for honing out cylinders. Marble Mystery Oil, transmission fluid, engine oil, WD-40. Honestly, whatever's clever, whatever's going to provide a little bit of lubricity for when you're doing the job and for catching those as many of the particles as possible, and preventing them from becoming airborne and flying around and getting into all your ports and making it more difficult to clean out. Now, being how many miles are on this engine, just from the look of it and the glazing that I can see on it, I can see the wear patterns of each piston in the cylinder bores, and I can see that there could be potential for high and low spots. Very, very minute, but I only want to do this once, so I'm going to try and do it the right way. I'm going to start with a square edge hone. And what the square edge hone is going to do is it's going to provide me with that flat edge up against the walls of the cylinder there, and it'll reveal any high and low spots. And I'm going to try and get rid of those high and low spots if I see any. So initially, I'll just run this in there 4 to 7 times, just real quick, just to get some hatching going on and to see my baseline, for where my straight edge looks like along that cylinder wall. And if I do see high and low spots, I'll keep going. But if things look good and I'm not seeing much for high and low spots, then I'm going to turn around to the dingleberry or ball hone, and I'll use this to get the real nice cross hatching that I want to see. Just because I feel like these do a little bit of a better job of providing cross hatching than these do. Honestly, I highly recommend just using the straight edge hone whenever possible, just to see the high and low spots. But I typically like using this one because I feel like these hard edges here on the very ends can give you some deep scoring, and you want to avoid deep scoring. You want to like it's similar to polishing, but not so much. You're trying to get a very uniform type of rough surface, sort of rough, for the rings to move up and down and seat really well during the initial break-in of this engine. Now, an important part of seating piston rings is making sure that your environment is totally clean. Specifically your pistons, which I ran the pistons through the parts cleaner numerous times, and they came out pretty darn clean. So I'm happy about that. And I think what I'm gonna do is yeah, just give it a little bit of coat of engine oil and pop them back in. There should be a very straightforward homebrew type of refresh that anyone can do on an engine, right in your own garage. These late model V8s from Chrysler and Chevy are very similar to the old school ones. It's just the lifters are underneath the cylinder heads. Yeah, let's get cracking. Okay. So far, so good. I'm gonna wipe it down and have a look. Let's see what we got. Super rough with that square edge on the tool. So once I've established that I don't really have any waffling going on, everything looks all right. I'm not seeing egg shapes or nothing weird. I still got a little bit of glazing going on that I can see. So now I'm going to switch over to Dingleberry and get the rest of the book done going. Again, we'll soak a rag in transmission fluid. truck. Quick overview of what we got going on here. Alright, I went around and I did the cylinder hole one final time with medium drill speed and matching up and down movements using WD-40. WD-40 seems to leave a better finish than transmission fluid. But initially, breaking the glaze, the transmission fluid did a great job. That made a very quick process of that. And then I just, fine-tuned it up with 45-degree cross hatches. Go ahead and give you a look at how she's doing now. It's kind of difficult to see. Let me get my flashlight. But yeah, we got decent. What am I doing here? I can't work the camera. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can see that. But we got some good cross hatching going on now. Yes, sir. All right. So moving on. So the camera's a little tilted here. I'm going to go ahead and prep my gasket surfaces on this iron engine. I'll be using a green 3M Rolock disc. I like using these. They are a very minimal abrasive that removes old material very, very quickly. I don't know how they do it, but it's very impressive shit. Go ahead and put that on the 90-degree grinder tool. And my tool's minimum speed is actually entirely too fast, so I'll turn it down with my my regulator and hose. Right up there. Rust lip right here at the top of the cylinder head main surface above the lifters. I see that all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and break that off with a wire wheel. got to prep the timing cover surface and the oil pan surface. So I'm going to take care of those right quick. Thorough cleaning, and in the interest of helping out the guys at home, I'm just going to go ahead and clean it by hand instead of throwing it in the parts washer. It'd be easier to put it in the parts washer for sure, but I want to do this real quick, and I would like to dry it off as soon as possible. As soon as possible. I don't want to get it too hot and steamy and get rust build up. So, here we go. We'll bring it outside and basically hose it down, scrub it with Purple Power, and then hit it with compressed air, and that should take care of it. So right quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and go over this short block. It's all prepped up and ready to go. Or I should say this bare block. Come on, fucker. All right, I'm gonna go over this bare block here. Once I got done cleaning, I immediately shot it down with air and tried to get it as dry as possible. Just before everything was starting to come dry, like starting to show that, you know, you can see it actually starting to dry over. What I did was I went ahead and grabbed some WD-40 and I fogged the engine down, and then I just gave her a little wipe over with clean rags, and as you can see, she's pretty much good to go. I hope that was some good camera work. I feel like it wasn't though.